Hmm. All right. Welcome, welcome to this random Tuesday afternoon or evening now. I'm going to jump right back into things because we do have a lot to get through. Why can I? Oh, here we go. All right. I did make one change here in that I went ahead and organized the boxes a little bit to make it easier to keep track of what else I need to catch. Might optimize things just a little bit. There are clearly quite a few gaps. A lot of that is from version exclusives and some one-time Pokemon, per playthrough that we need to also get from Leaf Green. And we also need to breed all the ones right here because they all have nicknames, and I would like for them to have my OT. So we will do that here in a moment, but we still have some extra catches to do as well. And the first, I think, to go for would be Seadra, which is a 4% encounter through Super Rod. So I'm going to go ahead and try to knock that out. That's probably going to be a bit of a pain. I don't want to do that. Welcome, Utave Plays. Also, depending on what level Horsey evolves, maybe worth it just to catch a Horsey since the encounter rate's so low, but I'll give it a shot. We've had a lot of issues with 4% encounters and 5% encounters so far. You're here for 2 hours. Well, you're also streaming. Interesting. What are you streaming? Level 32? Okay, thank you. I don't know if the Horsey encounters go that high, but be nice. That's pretty fun. Silent Hill and programming. Seems like a logical pairing to me. I feel maybe a similar dread to the idea of programming as I do in Silent Hill. Maybe that's a connection. Oh, okay, I see. You're not computer programming. It's usually the context that I'm used to that word being in. Racing Lagoon, I'm not too familiar with that one. Is that a pretty popular game? I never played PS1. My first home console was a PS2, so there was some bleed over there. Hey, look at that. We got our Seadra. And that's technically, if you're right about the evolution level, then that's technically an under-leveled Seadra, which is kind of fun. Hey, Bigness. You're just in time to get one of the more annoying encounters out of the way. Oh, you can't hear the game volume? It's kind of an issue. Let me see. You're right, it's not picking up on here. Oh, you know what? I think I... There we go. That should be working now. Thanks for the tip there. Hell yes. That's a good one to get out of the way. Okay, so what I will do, I'm kind of going down the list here. I could get Kingler in this game, except I can't catch Kingler itself in the wild. I'd have to catch a Krabby and evolve it. But Kingler is a wild encounter in Leaf Green. So I may just kind of leave that for the next playthrough. Since why bother going through the trouble if I don't need to? Otherwise, I can catch a Weezing in the Pokemon Mansion. I tried to do that earlier when I was here the first time, and that did not go well, but maybe we'll have better luck this time. We'll see. It's another 5%er, so it's not super common. Oh, I guess I can't use my bike in here. Silly me. Let me double check the encounter table for this real quick. Pokemon Mansion. Alright, so on this level it's 5%. I don't think it goes any higher than that. One thing I need to keep in mind is it probably knows self-destruct or explosion. Oh, wow, you went through all of it. Well, thank you. Wow, look at that. Since you watched all the VODs, you must know the pain it was looking for this guy, and I finally found him. So let's hope this sleep powder hits, because I definitely don't want it to kill itself. All right, I think it'll definitely survive a Razor Leaf. Yeah, let's just rip it. Yeah. Well, that's ideal. Okay. Fingers crossed. Do not want to have to find you again. Please, oh please. Let's go. That is good. I was expecting to spend a lot more time on those two, but we knocked them out pretty quick. Awesome. All right, so I don't have to be here anymore. The rest of these so far are Safari Zone encounters. I do need Seeking, and I can go to Fuchsia City and fish them up real quick, so let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, I would say so. I hope I've earned some bit of kindness. Oh, I don't have a flyer, that's right. I mean, should I teach Charizard Fly? It would be convenient, wouldn't it? Let's go ahead and just teach it Fly. It's got a spare move. Yeah, Safari Zone, that's going to be a whole thing. I probably want Aerial Ace. So let's delete Flash, or Slash. And now you have at least a decent base power flying move, should we ever need it. Alright, Vermilion. Oh yeah, we gotta go to Fuchsia City for all that jazz. I think it's that pond back there where I get these guys. Okay, nope. Super Rod once again. And I need 2 Sea King, 1 male, 1 female for the 2 variants. There's our male. And I don't know what your catch rate is, but I'll go ahead and whittle you down. As I suspected, your catch rate is pretty high. That's cool, Venusaur. You just hang out. 1700, you're getting up there. Don't give up. It will show up eventually. That's what I always tell myself with any kind of hunt like that. Fishy one. Nope. Can't do that. Yeah, so, you know, I was kind of thinking, well, serious streams are nice and all, but is that the kind of life we want to live? So I had a little chat with Nightbot, and we've decided fun is now allowed in stream. So if you were interested in that kind of thing, there you go. You are now allowed to have some fun. Express emotion. Doesn't guarantee that I'm going to be expressing any emotion, but you are free to do so. Basically. But this is still a very serious matter. No, Nightbot is still with us. He's just taking it a little bit easier. He's a little more lax. You could say that. All right, Fishy 2. Got that. We need a breed for these guys. Leaf green exclusives. Game Corner. Got you. Breed for you. Fossils. Game Corner, fossils. Game Corner. Okay. So it looks like other than Mewtwo and all the Pokemon in the Safari Zone, we have nothing else to capture. We do have Pokemon to buy from the Game Corner. And since, you know... Oh, I need cut. Since Safari Zone is kind of a big thing, we might as well go ahead. Take it on. Yeah, I'm trying to chip away slowly but surely. This week I'll have a lot more time than normal to do streams and make some progress, so that'll be nice. Let's go ahead and put you where you belong. It's in the right order too, that's nice. Where? Oh, in my party, that's where you are. And they're in the same box too. Very cool. All right. Let's make sure that the rest of them go in this one. And I'll teach you cut HMs. You can learn some HMs too, probably. Yeah, just to cover my bases, you can also learn Rock Smash, so let's go ahead, just in case I need that. Disable would probably be helpful sometimes, but... yeah, probably not. If I'm depending on disable strats, I'm in a bad place. Okay, one last thing maybe is getting some more repels so that I can do repel tricks for some of the rare encounters. That's probably the move. I'm sure I can buy those over here. They might be available here in Fuchsia, but oh well. All right. We need quite a few of these. I don't want to spend too much, though, because I do need some Game Corner money. I'd say 30 max repels is probably good. Especially if I have a string of unsuccessful attempts, then I'll just reset. Yeah, here we go. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. Let me see if I can keep track of everything I need from here. I think I have a pretty good idea, just from memory. I know that one of the annoying lines that's locked to the Safari Zone in Fire Red and Leaf Green is the Rhyhorn line, which we need 2 males and 2 females of both Rhyhorn and Rhydon. So that's kind of annoying. Also, I do need to make sure I track all the encounters per zone. That's going to be really helpful. So let's look at it here. In the first area, I can find Rhyhorn and Chansey at 1%, but that is too rare for my liking. Let's go ahead and get in here real quick. All right. I can catch Dratini in here, of course, but I can also buy them at the Game Corner in a Pokeball, which is what would qualify for this challenge. So I will not be catching any from here. Yeah, so Chansey's at a 4% in one of these areas. There's no point in hunting it here. Rhyhorn's also a much higher rate, or the same. Alright, so let's go ahead and go to this area that I'm looking at that has 4% Chansey and Rhyhorn. Which one is this one? This is not the right one. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Enjoy that bait. All right, this is the area where I can hunt Chansey at 4%. There's a 1% Tauros as well, but Tauros is more common in elsewhere, so I won't look for it here. I'm going to catch a Rhyhorn while I'm here, and hopefully I can get a Chansey. At level 26, I probably should have checked. Yeah, I don't have anything for a Repel Trick. That's right, I only have to catch one Rhyhorn because I'm breeding for them anyway, due to the Safari Ball. So, let's go ahead. Hopefully by the time I catch a Rhyhorn and go through a few encounters, which, yeah, they're one of the most common things here, so it doesn't surprise me that I ran into one. Doesn't look like, even if I use a Repel Trick, I'm only eliminating the Paris and maybe Execute, but they're the same. Yeah, they're one level. So I'm eliminating 2 Pokemon with the Repel Trick. Doesn't seem like it really narrows it down too much. So I'm probably just not going to bother going back. I'll just take it at the base percent, 4% odds. Alright, so the fastest way to do this, because sweet scenting actually takes a while, so I'll probably just maybe go back and forth a bunch of times and then reset completely. Basically what I'm saying, it's more efficient for me to go back and forth than to use Sweet Scent for each encounter, because it just adds so much extra time. It's faster probably for me to go all the way back here from the start. So everybody buckle up. We have Chansey, Tauros, Kangaskhan, Kangaskhan. And is that it for the remainder of the encounters? I think so. Scyther is here, of course, but we are getting Scyther from the game corner. So that is not something we need to worry about. Whoops. Yeah, on top of the Safari Zone being a more irritating way to encounter it, it just makes sense to go ahead and do it there, even if it's going to cost money, because I need 3 of them, all in Pokeballs. So I'm either going to breed for them, or I'm going to get them there. Where is Chansey on this list? It's probably farther down. I am not a good multitasker. There you are. Bingo. Bait. You did not flee. That's good. Stay in the ball. It didn't flee. That's very good. 2 chances. We don't get Chansey on this run. It may be interesting to kind of cycle through the different areas where each one's more common and just alternate targets. Does anyone know, because I'm familiar with the bait strat with Chansey, that it's technically the most optimal to go for bait first. But is that true for all Safari Zone encounters, or is that just for Chansey? Because I'm going to have to deal with Kangaskhan and Boros as well. I wonder if... No, the 4%ers are different levels. Let me see about something here, because Repel Trick might actually be worthwhile in the long run. That would be my guess, that usually just throwing a ball is worth it. I'm wondering if I leave you for a moment. Okay, so level 20, Chansey, when it's 4%, it's level 26. Kangaskhan, when it's 4%, it's 25. And 4% Tauros, it's that last area, also 25. So if I have a level 20, is it 24 or 25? Yeah, 24 and level 25. That would be ideal for Repel Trick. You work for that. And take you out for a moment. Need a level 24. Oh, you're a 24. Cool. All right. So now I actually have the means to do a repel trick if I need to. It's probably going to be optimal. Oh wait, hold on. No, that's 1% Kangaskhan. Alright, I think I'm going to go for Kangaskhan next. And we'll try the repel trick. See if it's a little more optimal. So, this area is this one. I need my level 24. Repel. Okay. Let's see how we do. Oh, I see. So it has to be above the level, not equal to. So we'll do 0 in front. Alrighty. We're just throwing balls. Instant fled. What we expect to see around these parts. It does. Get ready for a whole lot more. Okay, good to know. Thank you. Because honestly, I'm not a big fan of just not throwing balls. That's stressful in and of itself. Thinking that I can go through all the work to get the encounter, throw a bait and not even get a chance to catch my target. It's a little stressful. Not bad. Seems like Repel Trick is at least helping us here. Of course, another instant fled. Love to see it. Oh, wow. 2 in a row. Which game are you shiny hunting Ho-Oh in? Giving me a lot of chances. This could be the one. Wow, I think that's the first ball nudge I've seen. What a fun game. What a fun game this is. That's crazy, though, that I found 2 in a row. I mean, I guess it's a 4% encounter boosted by the Repel Trick, so I don't know how much that goes up by, but it's pretty cool. Not gonna lie. Truly, it's a privilege to even see a Kangaskhan. I'm not entitled to catching anything. Certainly not. Oh yeah, that's right. I keep forgetting that they gave you the event tickets for Naval Rock for the Switch versions. Which is really nice that they did that, honestly. Yeah, I would say that Gen 3 Ho-Oh is especially cool in my eyes just because the original Naval Rock event was so rare to actually receive it legitimately. And I think it's even cooler to catch it if you get the event in Emerald, which of course is not on the Switch, at least not yet. When I was first learning how to do RNG manipulation, I remember, I think Ho-Oh was the very first shiny I RNG manipulated in Heart Gold. So that one's pretty special to me. Yeah, playing by the rules. There is something special about that, isn't there? Not everyone has the luxury, though, of playing by the rules. Cresselia in white too. That's cool. I wouldn't say it's a stupid starting point. Gen 5 in general is probably pretty ideal. Alright, now we're hoping for Tauros with a 1% Kangaskhan encounter here. So, definitely not holding my breath. You know what? Is the Chansey area... That's a 1% Tauros, isn't it? So, if I was being super optimal here, I would probably want to go for Chansey and Kangaskhan, right? Because there's a chance I'll run into Tauros. Not that I'll catch a 1% Tauros. It's kind of ridiculous. And also Kangaskhan, that encounter doesn't have 1% that I need, so never mind. I'm just throwing things at the wall and hoping something sticks. Oh, sure, yeah. I know that on the 3DS specifically, there's some added difficulty there. I've never really tried to do RNG on the 3DS for any of the non-3DS games, like for Gen 5. A Chansey, that's what we were looking for, right? Yeah. No, we're actually, this is a 1% Chansey. Okay. We'll take it. Or we won't take it. We're taking nothing. No, wait, this is the 4% Chansey, and also, look, another one. Okay. Ball. Break out. But you didn't flee. Oh? 2 shakes. How lucky am I? Two shakes and a flea. Have you actually done Gen 5 RNG counting in your head? I'm sure it can be done. That's kind of how I feel about Gen 4 most of the time. Usually if you hit the right starting seed, it's not too bad, especially because the advancement methods are pretty straightforward with the Pokédex or Chatots. It's a kind of a fun way to do it. Well, that's a pretty big flex, I have to say. not only doing it without a timer in your head, but also on the move. So, yeah, casual brag. Still, I mean, that goes beyond what some can do. I mean, I feel like I could do it if I wanted to, but I've never tried. All right, we're experiencing a bit of a drought, I'd say. And the farthest we've gotten with any of these encounters is a 2 shake. Not that that means anything really at all. But if we want to quantify how close we've gotten to catching anything, 2 shakes. Yeah, my continuous use of RNG manipulation, I think, has really helped with my ability to count with precision. I definitely feel like if somebody asked me to kind of like count in seconds without looking at a clock, I'd do a decent job. It'd be fairly accurate. All right. Here goes nothing. And when I said nothing, I meant nothing. Because there is nothing. Oh, so you counted for 30 seconds and was only off by 0.6? That's pretty good. Bigness, buckle up. We're going to be here for a minute. All right, now I will go to the Tauros area, see if we have any luck with that guy. And I'll just make this a little bit more efficient, have you in front every time. You here for the chaos, for the madness? My slow descent into insanity? All right. All of it, okay. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Is this? Yeah, this is the right area, right? Yep, this is the one. %4 Tauros, 1% Kangaskhan, which we encountered. First encounter, 1% Kangaskhan. Look at that. Oh, that would be... I was about to say, that would have been so hype if we actually caught it, but... No, I don't think so. But a back-to-back Tauros. Now we're cooking. Two shakes? Okay. Still, our record is 2 shakes. That's a fair point. We were stuck in Oak's lab for a bit. Wow, okay. Bring them on. Bring on the 4%ers. Ooh! Ah, okay. 3 shakes. Okay, that's our new record. So, the only logical step is to catch it next time. Are you currently trying to RNG an unknown? If so, which one? Some unknown letters are better than others. The unknown tier list. All right, now I'd have to look at I'd have to look at the whole thing. Here, I will. Let's take a look here real quick. Where's a good place to go through all these? No, that's not it. Okay, here we go. All right, so definitely we have H towards the top because it looks like a TIE fighter. So very cool. Unknown F has got an energy that I'm liking. K is also very appealing. It kind of reminds me of the... What are those called? Those, like, duck things in Mario? The cataquacks or whatever? Big fan. M has a serious energy to it. I'm like an S. Yeah, A's pretty strong. O. And I do like, you know, the exclamation point and the question mark, how they're just kind of like very chill. so they go up there as well. So all the ones that I just named, those are good designs. The rest are mid. That's what I'm going to say. Oh, you are hunting for an unknown to register a shiny entry in Emerald. Actually, I saw Blue Boy Finn's video on that. I was kind of disappointed that I didn't know about the shiny Dex entry potential for the Spinda video. That was one of the details that I missed, but I wasn't dissecting the code or anything, so I had no way of knowing. But yeah, that is cool. It's really cool that in general you can have shiny Pokédex entries in these early games, just for Unknown and Spinda, right? I don't know if there's any other that would follow that. That is 1 digit away from the perfect Spinda, so that fits, I'd say. Yeah, no, exactly. We had the same exact thought, you and I. Tauros, hello. Goodbye. The nice thing about the Safari Zone is that once we catch these 3 Pokemon, Chansey, Tauros, and Kangaskhan, we will never have to do anything with it again, not even in Leaf Green, because for the Leaf Green exclusive Pinsir, I can get that from the Game Corner as well. Excuse me. So this is the only time we have to deal with the Safari Zone. Another 1% Kangaskhan. Look at you. All right. Figures. Should I be keeping track of these encounters? I feel like that would, make me feel like I'm doing something. Because right now it doesn't feel like I'm doing anything, unless I catch this Tauros right now. 1 shake. Come on, buddy. You know you want to. Oh, you're sticking around. This is, you know, like what do they want from us? You know, the Fire Red and Leaf Green, or even I guess it was the same in Red and Blue when they originally created those games. The rates were about the same. Like, what were they hoping to accomplish with this? That's what I want to know. I'm thinking from an efficiency standpoint, I should probably just go for the Tauros and the Chansey areas, because there's a chance I'll run into the Kangaskhan, even though that's a really small chance. It's probably worth it. Yeah, a lucky egg would be really nice to have, but no way in hell am I going to be farming for that. Because I do have quite a few Pokemon that I need to level up, but I'm just going to eat the extra time, because the amount of time that it would take to get the lucky egg is about the time it would take for me to level up the rest of the Mons. So, really not worth it. I mean, if I somehow caught a Chansey with the lucky egg item, then I mean, I will absolutely take it. It will surely be a nice bonus, but not worth it whatsoever. Hello. Okay. Okay. Let's go! All right. That feels good. Okay. Thank bejesus. All right. So we're still pretty early in this little run here, so we can go for Tauros/Kangaskhan as well. As efficient as we can, but that's good. Oh, look who's there. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Can you imagine? No, you can't imagine. Well, that's still good. I'm really happy that I have one of those down. And because both Tauros and Kangaskhan are in this one area, then this is where I'll stay for the next few attempts at this. Oh my god. Reshake fake is real. It is real. What? Get the hell out of here. I don't even want to see you pulling that. Yeah, 2-3 shake fakes in a row. That does some psychological damage. I'm not going to complain, though, because I caught Chansey. And it seems like I'm running into Tauros pretty often, which is good. Deep breaths. Deep breaths. Just be calm. Tauros, be calm. Don't be upset. No, you let the anger get the best of you, didn't you? A lot of Venomoths. Whoops. All right. That is our Chansey done. We'll be spending a lot more time up in that section. I am dying to know, though, did the Chansey we catch have the lucky egg? Because that would be huge, if true, if that's the case. So I'm just going to check real quick. It's not like we need it or anything. It's not like it's a big deal, but it would be frickin' awesome. No, I don't think it's holding an item. Yeah, no. Shame. It's another 5% on top of everything. Well, what am I doing? It's faster just to reset at this point. All right. Still looking for number 2 out of 3. Yeah. I mean, we certainly can't rely on a 5%er like that. Tauros first encounter. Hello. 2 shakes. Sticking around. I did save, yes. I know that's very anxiety-inducing. If you saw in the playback thingy when I opened the file that there was a memory of me in the Safari Zone, that wouldn't have been there had I not saved. So that's some confirmation for you. Yeah, that would be devastating if I reset over that Chansey capture. Absolutely heartbreaking. Hi, Tauros. You want to hang out? He does not want to hang out. Really toying with my psychology here. All these 3 shakes and no catches. The descent into madness is real. It's a real thing that is happening right now. Sometimes I think about what's more likely to happen first, me catching these 3 Pokemon in the Safari Zone, or me running into a random shiny. At this point, they seem like they're pretty close. Yeah, I don't remember the specifics with Unknown RNG in Gen 3, but if I remember correctly, it's a little tricky. I don't remember why. Of course, with any Fire Red and Leaf Green RNG, there are shenanigans with the seeds sometimes, so it sounds like you got that resolved at least. Mm. 1% Kangaskhan. Let's see it. He stands. He does not back down. He remains. Why do I keep saying he? It's a she, of course. Oh, that was enough, huh? Yeah, in terms of what reverse methods are, I'm not super familiar. I'm assuming because of the special mechanics behind Unknown, they can't just be generated like... Their PIDs can't be generated like a normal Pokemon. Because the PID is what determines the form. But yeah, it seems like you would have to rely on the 10 lines just to know what's going on. I was watching a stream by Blissey a while back, and they did a really good job of explaining the differences in the methods for Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald in terms of like what differentiates them. And it's basically, you know, like different interruptions in the generation process of the V-blank and all that. So for something to be reverse method, I just don't have any understanding what how that translates. I think it's about time we saw a Tauros. Well, maybe not. Maybe it's not time. Use the same seed to get them all. I do know that you can kind of manipulate the forms depending on your progression of like the puzzle. Like you can isolate certain forms in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. I was trying to make a shortcut. Didn't quite work. First encounter Tauros. Give it to me. Give it to me. Perhaps that was the wrong approach, the wrong greeting. I mean, in terms of what stats the Unknown have, I really could not care any less because not only am I not going to be using them, but they're also, you know, any member of this quest here, this dex, is probably not going to see much play in general. What am I doing? Yeah, mad respect for all of them. Most of them also know how to actually program things and know how computers work, which I don't, really, for the most part. Let's go! Yeah! Number 2. There is hope. We are not stuck in this purgatory forever. Alright, let me see if I can make it all the way to Kangaskhan's area. It's about time the cows came home. Very well said. Very well said. Now we just need this, this creature, this marsupial-looking creature to come home. Whatever that is. A Scyther. That's a 1%er. I mean, why not try to catch it? If I do catch a Scyther here, I can breed, What the... What? What? That is ridiculous. Guys. Guys, come on. What was that? The one and only Scyther I run into that I don't actually need. Caught first ball. First ball. This game, man. It likes to do things to my brain. It likes to mess with my neurons in a way that is very unnerving. Well, I guess we got our bonus Scyther. And, okay. What if we just ended it right here? What if this was it? What if? What if, what if, what if? And no. Didn't think so. But anyway, as I was saying, because I just caught that Scyther, what that does mean is that I will not need to necessarily buy 2 normal Scyther from the game corner. I just need to breed them. I need 1 female Scyther and 1 male Scyther, because they have 2 gender forms. I don't need any additional because Caesar is Gen 2, so I'm going to be getting those in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. But what I will say is that I am going to be RNGing the shiny Scyther, male and female, from the game corner. So, at the very least, catching that has saved us some money to go ahead and do that sooner rather than later. So it wasn't a totally, you know, it's going to be some help that we caught that. But it was completely unnecessary in the grand scheme of things. Especially when I would much rather that happen with a certain marsupial-looking Genghis Khan thingy. That is what I would like to happen. Well, that was something. Truly. Okay, so before all of that, Dare Sarsgo, you were talking about a flawless dex. So you mean like every Pokemon in the dex has flawless stats? Because that's quite the feat. Yeah, you know, to be honest, with the shiny Scyther, I'm actually not... I don't dislike its current iteration. Obviously, it could be better, but I like the subtle changes. For some reason, I think that it's kind of appealing. Now, I do think that, unfortunately, the Scizor being the color green that it is, I'm not a fan of that. I would much rather Scizor be what it was in Stadium and Coliseum, where it's more that golden color. That would just be phenomenal if it kept that. It's not going to be... It's not doing it for me with its lime green metal shell. With some exceptions, all right. Yeah. Because I was about to say, that's tough. There are some spreads that are going to be really impractical to go for. Okay. We're waiting on you, Kangaskhan. We're waiting on you. And we will continue to wait on you. That's right. I will have to go through all of the arbitrary transfer methods that Game Freak has devised for all of these games. For Gen 3 to 4, you have to catch everything 6 at a time in the PAL Park. From Gen 4 to 5, you have to catch 6 at a time in the bow and arrow minigame thing. And after that, you can use Poké Transporter to bank and then bank to home. So there are technically 4 legs of the transfer process if you're going from the very earliest on up. Not the most efficient thing. Definitely annoying. But it must be done. Because yes, I am playing on original hardware. Oh yeah, I wasn't even thinking about Pokemon that you can't RNG. Like a lot of the legendaries in Gen 8, that would just be impossible. I mean, the odds of you getting a perfect stat legendary with the 3, because you get like 3 perfect by default, right? So it's 31 times 31 times 31. That's still like an insane odds right there. Oh yeah, it's all about integrity here on this challenge, the ultimate living origin form Pokédex. Nothing but integrity. Yeah, you say because in Gen 6. I have no choice. I must RNG in Gen 6. It's going to be a rude awakening. For sure. Alright, have fun with your Silent Hill. You got a shiny Flawless Groudon in Omega Ruby? Really? What are the odds of that? That's got to be crazy rare. Wait, hold on. Aren't the legendaries, the main legendaries in those games, shiny locked? I thought they were. Oh, you did end up getting Blood Moon Ursaluna. Congrats. That one's definitely more feasible than many. Oh, okay, gotcha. I was gonna say, getting like a shiny, perfect stat. Not gonna say you didn't do it, but that's some crazy statistics going on there. All right, I'm pretty sure I saved before the last one, but I'm gonna go ahead and save again, just to be sure, because I really don't want to lose that Tauros or that Scyther, which I caught back to back basically. So now, for the record, I did save. So if I have to go do this again, I will reset rather than waste more money. Absolute perfection. Nothing's more perfect than a cocaine bear. I will say, with all the raids that I did in Scarlet and Violet, I almost never had an issue getting the bottle caps that I needed. There was always enough spoils from those raids to get money to buy bottle caps or to get bottle caps themselves. But it certainly is nice to not have to go ahead and do that. Going through with this and just trying to catch these Pokemon regularly really makes me think about how insane you have to be to shiny hunt any of these targets. The Chansey, of course, being maybe one of the more notorious targets for shiny hunters, but I don't think I could ever put myself through that. Alright, Kanga is hiding. Kanga does not want to be found. Clearly. Alright, listen up, Kangaskhan. You have the ability to get into this ball right here and free me from this prison. You have that power. Show me. Apparently you didn't want to show me. Another Scyther. Let's YOLO it. Let's see if we catch it. Because why not? Yeah, see, that's what I would expect when I run into a Scyther first encounter after being fled from every other time by the rare spawns. But I don't want to sound like I'm complaining. Because I'm really not. I'm really not. I think I've been lucky in a lot of ways here in the Safari Zone. Of course, the longer that this final member drags on, the less lucky I feel. Another 1% Scyther. I mean, there's really no reason not to just chuck some balls at this thing. Hello, Zoe. How's it going? Wow, first encounter Scyther. Again, this is a 1% encounter. So the fact that I'm seeing this as often as I am is kind of wild. I mean, yeah, I might be interested in that. Zoe, I don't know. What? What is going on? That's 2 Scyther I've caught out of, like... I've caught, like, half the Scyther I've seen. This is ridiculous. And I just need 1 Kangaskhan. I'm always down to support, you know, people that are doing their own thing, especially when AI is not involved. So, yeah, we can talk later maybe about it. Sure thing. Actually, how does that... Yeah, my Discord name's just lettuce leaf 0_0. Another 1% Scyther. Am I in the right area? I must be, right? Because I was finding Kangaskhan at a high rate earlier. I don't know why I keep throwing balls at Scyther. Maybe it's to prove a point. Yeah, this is where Scyther spawns at 1%. Okay, there's enough shenanigans, enough games. Enough of all that. We are really hitting a drought now, aren't we? 3 Scythers. No Kangaskhan. 3 1% encounters. 0 4%. Although it's a little bit boosted with the repel, but still, these numbers aren't adding up. The math is not mathing. All right, I would reset, but I will lock in that second Scyther that I caught because I think that down the line it will be helpful to have a decent Scyther to evolve into a Scizor in terms of something to false swipe Pokemon. That's probably one of the better false swipers that I can think of, especially in that you can catch in these games. So I'll go ahead and lock that in. So we have 2 Scythers just in case, you know, the first one had a bad nature or something. But from here on out, I will accept nothing but a Kangaskhan. A Kangaskhan. No Kangaskhan. That is the issue at present. There is no Kangaskhan. But I want there to be. I need there to be. Makes me think of the Megamind meme. No Kangaskhan? Right, I see no difference. No difference in those two spellings there. Definitely a lot of Doduo. And other things I don't want to see. We are really approaching a higher likelihood of finding a shiny than catching Kangaskhan and finishing these encounters. I mean, if I'm being real, we're not actually anywhere close to 8,000 encounters, but that's how it feels. That's how it's currently feeling. My question is, where did Kangaskhan go? Where? Where are you? I had no issue encountering you here, and even in the Tauros area, where you're a 1% encounter, I found more of you there than I am at present. At least the encounter rate was a lot better there than it is here. So what gives? Another 1% Scyther. There you are. All right, the drought ends. But will you be the one? Please. No, you will not. Another 1% side. Let's just throw a ball. Let's just throw a ball at it. At least the Scyther seemed to want to stick around longer. Yeah, see, Scyther doesn't flee for me immediately. Scyther cares. Get out of here. What is going on? You know, maybe we're going about this all wrong. Maybe I just need to pretend like I don't care. And if I do, and that's the solution. That's just what's going to make it better, is Kangaskhan's going to think, oh, it's just a super chill, nonchalant situation. And then Kangaskhan won't feel the need to flee. I'll be like, okay, I can stick around. There's low stakes. I don't have any pressure. Is that the solution? Okay, welcome back. And you know what? I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Okay. You stayed, but, you know, I really don't care. I don't care that you stayed. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter whatsoever. Doesn't matter at all. I really, like, I could not care less if you stuck around around here, in the ball, whatever. I have caught more Scyther than anything else, than the other rares combined. If we replaced even one of my Scyther that I have caught with a Kangaskhan, I would be done 10 times over. But I now have 3 of them, none of which I needed, one of which I can put to use, but 3, there is absolutely no point. Unless, of course, one of the ones I did catch has good stats and I can use it for something later, but otherwise, no. I'm not so sure about that. I'm not convinced that Kangaskhan is ever going to listen. Okay, I'll lock in that 3rd Scyther. I just feel like at this point we have to keep up with him, you know? This is draining my finances, though. I will have to do some money farming regardless to get a lot of the Game Corner stuff, but yeah. Yeah, reverse psychology, I mean, what's better than that? How can you come up with a better strategy than that? And you know, it stuck around for a while. So maybe that is the answer. I just need to pretend like I do not care. And that really, Kangaskhan is not the reason that I am trapped here in this grassy hellscape. It's just a Scyther Dex, yep. The ultimate Scyther Dex. Oh, Kangaskhan. Wow, so interesting for you to show up, but I don't care. I don't care that you're here. I really don't care. Didn't care that you're there. Didn't care at all. Nope, not me. There is no better way. Not only, excuse me, not only do I not want a Kangaskhan, I don't think anyone wants a Kangaskhan. I don't think there would be any reason for anyone in the history of ever to ever want such a Pokemon, such as, actually, you know what? I don't care about it so much that I don't even remember what it's called. What is that Pokemon's name? Is it... It's like a kangaroo looking thing, right? Like, what is that called? What even is that? What even is that thing? That's how much I don't care about this this Pokemon. Is it even a Pokemon? Am I even imagining whether this is a real Pokemon or not? Yeah, we've officially reached the bottom tier of sanity for my mind. And, you know, that's just the nature of this. That was 3 shakes, wasn't it? But I don't care. I don't care if there was 3 shakes. Why would I? You know, why am I doing anything even at all? You know, when like, yes! Ooh. Okay. Just when my sanity ran out. Thank bejesus. Okay. So I do need to catch... Oh, that's useful. I do need to catch Rhyhorn again. So hopefully I can get back to the right area to do that. Because Rhyhorn is not in this area. Actually, is it in... Is it in the first area? It is in the first area. It's faster to go that way, so I'll go that way. Oh, praise be, man. I'm so glad I finished this all in one go, because if I had to come back to the Safari Zone, I don't know if I would have made it. Mentally, I don't think I would have survived. I really wouldn't have. Let's go ahead, catch a Rhyhorn. Or, let's see if we can catch another Scyther. Why don't we? 4 Scyther. Let's see. Let's see it. Complete the collection. It's not fleeing. I guess I did. Okay. We were not so lucky with that one. Another Chansey. Well, I will try to catch this simply because if I do catch it and it has a lucky egg, that would be pretty great. But of course, what a pipe dream that is. Catching a spare Chansey all casually like that. No shot. So far, in my attempt to look for a Rhyhorn, which is a 20% encounter, I have found the 4% Scyther and the 1% Chansey. Just goes to show. Human minds were not meant to comprehend this place, this godforsaken place. Isn't it, though? But then again, what hasn't been crazy about the Safari Zone at any point ever? Good evening to you as well. Good eve, good sir. How am I? Well, it's kind of complicated. As I was explaining before, my sanity had reached its lowest point just a moment ago, and catching the Kangaskhan certainly brought it back up to maybe the second lowest level. But it will take some time for my sanity to fully recover after the events of today. And encountering the Scyther and the Chansey back-to-back before a 20% Rhyhorn encounter certainly is not supporting my recovery. Let's just put it that way. Oh, come on. Just let me catch you so I can finish this, please, because I don't want to stay here. I want to leave. I want to get out of here. Please, please, please. I know you're not like anything special, but I need you. I do. All right. I am done with the Safari Zone forever. Is that right? Forever, really? I think that's right. Because I don't have to come back here in Leaf Green. And for the Safari Zone in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, I don't know if there's any encounters that are exclusive to that. There probably are. So maybe I will have to do the Safari Zone in some form in the future, but at least for Gen 3, we are done. No more of that. Absolutely no more. I'm going to go ahead and save for my sanity. Make sure that I don't do anything crazy, like bump the DS and it freezes or something. That would be the most tragic thing I can imagine. Thank you for the congratulations. My 3 Scyther in a row, in the order that I caught them, just like that. If I had caught that last Scyther, it was a female, and if I didn't care what ball I catch my Pokemon in, then I would have completed the entire Scyther line. Well, actually, no, I only... because 2 of them need to be shiny, so never mind. That just goes to show you how much sanity I've lost through this entire experience. But... that being said, really happy that I've caught these, and while these ones in particular will not count towards the dex, they will be bred and contribute to the dex in the end. How's it going, Blissey? So, I don't think any of those are particularly good. Quiet might be decent. So yeah, I may use the Scyther in the future. At the very least, I will use one for breeding fodder and whatever. Just stick them there for now. So, Safari Zone is done, which means, what does that mean? It means now I have to do a couple different things. I have the fossils I need to take care of. I have... What else do I have? I need to breed a lot of Pokemon, but that's not very fun. And I have Mewtwo. Oh, and I have Game Corner as well. So I don't have a lot of money. I probably need to figure that out first. Good question, Blissey. The answer is no. I'm not going to do Egg RNG. For the regular forms, I'm going to breed them in this game like normal. And for the shinies that I need, I will be RNG breeding them in Sapphire, transferring the egg back to Fire Red and Leaf Green, hatching it here so that it has the same OT and the Hoenn origin. That's my solution, because I'm not doing the breeding here. No, having to deduce the seed every time, and that would be miserable. So no, I'm not doing that. Yeah, I see why you asked. That would be truly horrible. I will put you back here. And actually, I think Lickitung, you're going to be an HM user. With the emotional turmoil that I've experienced today, I think I'm probably going to call it for the night. Wait, hold on. Yeah. So I'm going to call it for the evening. Some exciting news. If you enjoy watching me stream, then you will have a better opportunity this week than ever before, because I have some extra free time this week, and I will be streaming a lot more in the next couple of days. So if you're interested in seeing me finish off Fire Red and potentially moving on to Leaf Green, especially, there will be some RNG manipulation for some shinies, because I need to get the Fire Red exclusives pretty soon. So TBD on exactly what time all this will be going down, but just stay posted. Tomorrow and Thursday, I will be streaming quite a lot, and hopefully in those 2 streams, or however many streams that is, I will be finishing Fire Red, moving on to Leaf Green, where the majority of the captures in that game will be shinies, which people tend to be particularly interested in for some reason. I can't imagine why. But with all that said, I appreciate everybody sticking with me for this absolute hellhole that was the Safari Zone. And yeah, that's all. Have a good night. See you soon.